We're excited to welcome to our program today Patrick Faucette. Many of you know him, of course, as Tony from the hit show on the Oprah Winfrey Network, The Haves and the Have-Nots. But Patrick has definitely done some great work, not only in television, but also in film. We're going to talk to him about that journey and what it's been like for him to share that with all of you. Patrick, thank you so much for the time today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You know, it's great to be able to visit Los Angeles and to finally interview people who I've interviewed on the radio show Conversations Live. You being one of those. It's been, can you believe, almost 2 years ago when I first interviewed you. I mean, what has it been like for you, Patrick, as you reflect on this journey, not just on the haves and the have-nots, but what you've been able to do? What has it been like for you to be recognized for that work?
It's been fantastic. It's kind of like a dream come true, you know, from when I started trying to do the acting and modeling thing to getting to where I'm recurring on the show and people recognizing me. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. You know, I think the great thing about, I'm so glad we're able to have this conversation in Los Angeles of all places, because people are always talking about their goals and their dreams, and they think of New York or they think of Los Angeles when they think about places. I mean, what has it been like for you to have an idea, though, of saying, I want to do this, and to actually be able to do it?
It started when I was in San Francisco, and I had an idea that, okay, I wanted to do some acting, and I started taking classes and doing plays and getting the groundwork for my career going. And it's been a journey, you know, from theaters in San Francisco to moving to LA to auditioning to getting on, you know, small parts here and there, doing plays here to finally working with someone like Tyler Perry and being on the Oprah Network. It's like mind-blowing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a great thing. We have to, of course, talk about Tony, that character, and I'm sure we haven't seen the end of Tony. I'm not going to ask you for any spoilers on that end. But, I mean, it was so fascinating. When you and I first talked on the radio show, we didn't know as much about Tony at that point when you and I talked that we got to know. And again, like I said, I think there's more there, but we won't get into that. What was it like for you to bring him to life? Because it was interesting. What we did see was here was a guy who didn't know about his son, didn't get to really know his son, but also a guy who we got to know also was dealing with his own issues, his own health issues, and dealing with all of that. What was that like for you to bring him to life?
It was interesting because I got to grow with Tony as well. Because when I first started, it was a one-day shoot. You know, I didn't know that I was actually going to be Benny's dad. I was there as a love interest of Hannah. And then, you know, right on the fly, Tyler Perry kind of switched the script, and we decided he wanted me to be Benny's dad, and we rewrote a bunch of things. So then, bam, I was introduced to, here I am, you know, that character.
Right.
And then, you know, it's a developing, we didn't know where Tony was going to go.
Sure.
You know, so, okay, Tony's the deadbeat dad, and then, you know, Tony had some good, he wanted to get to know his son, and he wanted to be a father and try to be a part of his son's life. Hannah didn't really want him to. And then that was kind of the end of season 1 when Benny was in jail. And then I didn't really know what was going to happen for season 2 until I started getting some scripts and then in the mail, and then I saw, whoa, there's going to be a turn.
Right.
So then with the whole health issues, you know, I had to do some research to find out, you know, how desperate is Tony if he's doing all this stuff.
Right.
So that's when I found out a lot about, you know, kidney disease and people being on the list waiting for kidneys. And you know, that prompted me to become an advocate for kidney donation as well. But as far as Tony, then I got to kind of develop that character on the fly, kind of figure out where his mindset is, how desperate he is to want to pull the plug on his own son. And so it was kind of an adventure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you heard from your fans, or some who were not, because because of the way that was coming to life. I mean, is that part of the fun of this for you, Patrick, that you're able to bring these characters to life and they seem so real for people? Oh yeah, it's definitely fun when you see the response from people, because people take it seriously. Right.
I was getting some hate Twitter people saying they hated Tony, wish he would die, and his kidney was burned in hell. Which meant I was doing my job.
Exactly.
You know, I was portraying Tony and making people feel some emotion about him. So,
right.
you know, that was fun bringing him to life and getting that kind of response, even from my mom calling me up saying,
wow.
"Why are you doing that to your son?"
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that has become part of what is a larger thing for you as Patrick Faucette, Patrick, and that is you're on these. I mean, I see the pictures. I know our viewers do as well. If you own these red carpets, you're a part of these different things. I mean, does that feel like just part of the payoff of doing what you love and seeing that all paying off for you?
Yeah, that's definitely part of the payoff. I mean, it's so much fun to be out there, to be recognized, to be taking part in these red carpets, to be getting new roles from what I've done and from my body of work. So it's definitely a good payoff.
Yeah, what a great thing. And do you find yourself, I remember as we talked about on the radio show almost 2 years ago, about always reaching. I think that is something I hope our viewers will always remember, that just because you've gotten to a certain place doesn't mean you stop. Is that one of the things that keeps driving you?
Oh yeah, definitely. With that thought in mind, to get to always trying to get to the next level.
Right.
Kind of like Denzel, he did his Saint Elsewhere on TV, and was a TV star, and then he went on into the movies, and then got bigger and bigger until he became this mega star. So, it's always that drive to get to the next level.
Yeah, and what a great thing to be able to watch. Have you gotten used to the idea of having fans, Patrick? Is that something that has, at this point, especially having the platform you have, has that settled in for you?
Well, it's still kind of a novelty, especially when you go somewhere and you get recognized. It's still fun and exciting, and to talk about the character with people.
Sure.
Yeah, it's still really fun.
Yeah. What is it like for you to move past Tony? Not to say that we're done with him, but because I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Knowing Tyler Perry, I don't believe it. I don't put anything past him. He brought back Oscar. So, and I thought Oscar was out of the way. But, I mean, how do you move past that and then be able to explore other roles? Do you find that to be part of the challenge that's also exciting?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's just the challenge of every actor, is to bring a character to life and really, mold that character, and then boom, get another script and see this character and do your research and then go bring that character to life. So, I haven't forgot about Tony, but I've got some other things that I've been doing as well.
Exactly.
Some other characters.
And excited to be able to see that. Again, everyone, Patrick Faucette has been our guest for this segment. Always a pleasure, Patrick, speaking with you. How can our viewers stay connected with you to keep up what's coming up next for you?
You can find me on Twitter at Patrick Faucette, on Facebook at Patrick Faucette Actor, and on Instagram at Patrick Faucette.
All right, so definitely make sure you all stay connected with him. You'll see it there on the bottom of your screen to make sure you guys have the correct spelling. Patrick, thank you again so much for the time. It's great to finally meet you, man, and looking forward to our next conversation.
Yeah, and I'm going to put one last plug in for a movie that I just finished shooting down in Atlanta. It's called All Eyes on Me. It's the Tupac biopic. So look for that coming out.
Awesome. So all eyes on me, as I know they will be definitely staying connected with you, Patrick. Again, thank you so much for the time, man, while we're here in Los Angeles.
Thank you for having me.